The Illinois budget crisis was food for thought at a Senate Republican breakfast this morning. Party members say Governor Quinn's income tax increase does not take a big enough bite out of the state's deficit, and they have their own budget plan.
ABC 7 political reporter Charles Thomas joining us now with details on this story. Charles?
Cheryl, Ron, nearly 3 months after the largest income tax increase in Illinois history, the state's fiscal crisis, at least in the near term, has not improved. Put simply, tax increase monies are not arriving quickly enough in Springfield to settle the state's huge debt, and there is stiff resistance to a plan to borrow money to create cash flow.
At a breakfast meeting this morning, 6 suburban Republican state senators vowed a fight to the finish against Governor Pat Quinn's plan to borrow money to pay overdue bills.
Borrow another 8.4 or 8.7 billion. That is just unbelievable.
The governor, who in January signed a law to increase the state income tax 67%, wants a bond issue to generate cash immediately to pay off the state's backlog of bills, many of which are 6 to 9 months in arrears.
We think it's better that the state of Illinois bear that burden rather than have all these small businesses and employ people have to wait 6-8 months to have their bills paid.
The Republicans also want the Democratic-controlled General Assembly to cut spending by $5 billion, including about $1 billion from public education.
We've got to cut back the spending, or we have a disaster staring us in the face.
Meanwhile, Executive Director R-Aurora says the state still owes Universal Family Connection $400,000 for work done last summer. The Youth Services Agency has laid off several workers and ordered nearly 5 weeks of furlough days for others.
It's becoming increasingly difficult to keep our doors open, keep our employees paid, and to service our clients in the way that we like to.
But the Senate Republicans, who in the last election gained enough members to end the Democrat supermajority, won't budge on borrowing, in the belief that spending cuts are the only way out of the fiscal mess.
It's not in Governor Quinn or the Democrats' DNA to cut the state budget. We got to stop borrowing. We've got to stop spending.
There's some in Springfield, I fear, that feel that this is all about politics and you make deals and all that. This is about everyday people and their jobs and businesses that are owed money by the state of Illinois.
The Republicans indicated this morning they would consider supporting a plan to borrow money to pay the state's Medicaid bills if it means qualifying for additional federal funding and saving the state money in the long run. Cheryl, Ron, one other note, State Senator Kirk Dillard confirmed he had been on a speaking tour around the state, but he said it's too early to consider another run for governor in 2014.
All right, Charles, thank you for that.